Let's hear Kamala Harris get asked about a 2028 run again, this time on stage in Vienna with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
They're telling me to wrap up, but I want to ask each of you a question about the future, because that's what both of you are so focused on. First off, just on your future. There's a lot of people, you've talked about that you're thinking about running for president, right? How is that thought process going? What's the process in that? And I know you're on a listening tour, and I'm curious what you're hearing from people as you've gone around the country, what people are telling you that maybe you've learned that you didn't know before the process of doing so.
What people are telling me includes that they want to believe in systems, and they've lost trust in those systems. What I hear a lot is that people know that at the end of this administration, there will be a lot of debris. I tell them often, I can't guarantee that it won't get worse before it gets better. But the one thing I do know is at the end of it, there will be a lot of debris, and it would be irresponsible to then address that in a way that we only talk about what should we do, what do we need to do to rebuild. If we do that with any sense of nostalgia, that would be irresponsible. Because the reality is, even before, there were many things that were not working for a lot of people. The status quo is not working for a lot of people. And what the people are telling us is that they want things to be better. And in some places, what that sounds like is we want that to be broken. But they don't actually necessarily mean break it through destruction. But they do mean it has to be better. And I think the people are right. One of the things I think about in the context of the future is Gen Z. I love Gen Z. They are, in the United States, I'm not sure about here in Austria, they are a larger population than baby boomers demographically. They are between the age of about 13 and 28. They have only known the climate crisis. They experienced a pandemic where they lost significant portions of their education and socialization. And the thing I love about this generation, they are so beautifully impatient. They are not waiting for us to figure it out. And if we think about, as we invest in the future of our world and we are unstoppable, if we think about investing in that generation, knowing, for example, that someone who is 20 years old today, based on all actuarials, will live to be about 100. Policymakers among us, let's think about what are we doing right now that for the next 8 decades of their life will plant the seeds for the majority of the life they have yet to live. That gives me a great deal of optimism about what we are capable of doing if we think that way.
So all that being said, does that make you more likely to? Does that make you more likely to run then?
Well, no, you started by asking me what I was going to do next. And
Yeah.
what I'm going to do next is get a soccer tort to take home.
Okay. All right. Governor, to wrap up with you at your home
I just want to add here a little bit something, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, number one, she's right about the generation. Yeah. They're seeing all my movies. So this is what I love about them.
Yeah,
They're there with twins and with Kindergarten Cop and Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Terminator 6. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
And so that is really great. So I see it from both sides. How do we educate them so they go in the right direction environmentally? And how can I make them see my movies? Okay, so this is like, I always go on both tracks. Number two, you talked about her running for president again and all this stuff. I think that we should reveal that I was partially a big supporter of hers and voted for her because she promised me she would do immigration reform. meaning that an Austrian-born can also run for president of the United States.
Her caution here doesn't match where she's been. Back in April, she told Al Sharpton flat out she's thinking about running, which is a lot more direct than what she said on stage with Schwarzenegger. And there's a reason for that shift, most likely. Former donors and campaign staffers have told ABC News they're not exactly rallying behind another Harris run, with more than a few already talking up Gavin Newsom instead. The Austrian-born president line wasn't just a throwaway joke either. Congress actually tried to make that real back in 2003 with an amendment nicknamed Amend for Arnold, written specifically so Schwarzenegger himself could run. But it never made it out of committee.